Saket, a couple of points. I think if we were to look back at the last 10, 12 days, yeah, starting from the delay in filing the FIR, the role of the principal. Now, the West Bengal government itself has opened an investigation into his role. The students' anger at him, the college misrepresenting, not the police, the college misrepresenting the death as a suicide to the family. This is what the family has said. Then this principal being transferred to another college instead of being terminated. Today, in fact, the new principal of RG Kaur has also been removed on the demands of the agitating students. Where would you today, with some benefit of time and distance, acknowledge that things could have been handled differently? Where would you today acknowledge mistakes that were made?
Thanks, Ms. Dutt. I mean, yes, one thing that I even admitted yesterday on a TV show as well is that we, could have asked the principal. The principal should have been either put on leave or suspended immediately. These decisions are not made by the chief minister. The file came into the health department. Someone signed it. The moment the chief minister found out, not only was he removed from there was an SIT formed and FIRs have been filed against him. I'll tell you what could have been done very differently in the last 12 days, though.
Yeah,
I remember, and the Honorable Supreme Court also has observed this today, which is, right now, Mr. Hegde is a complete gentleman, and I endorse what he said, even though I don't have his legal experience, but I happen to be a lawmaker. Is when we take selective clips and selective things and selective facts and portray them in a certain way, which is Justice Pardiwala lashed out at the West Bengal government. No, because at that point it wasn't clear. Second, an FIR was filed late, as Mr. Hegde clearly said, and as is recorded, by the way, in the document shown by the West Bengal government, a UD, an unnatural death case, because at that point you haven't done a post-mortem, you don't know if there is a rape or a homicide. A UD was registered immediately in the morning at 10:45 a.m. as soon as they got the call from the hospital. The call was made by the hospital. There was a written complaint also given by the hospital to the police. Everything, there was no delay in registering an FIR, there's nothing. What has upset us over the last 12 to 14 days, and today we're very glad that the proceedings went on. The Supreme Court asked a lot of questions because we got the chance to put things on the record. Ms. Dutt, is the media, especially the kind of things that have been run in the media. And I will point out an instance. There is someone who put out a news report saying that the emergency room at RG Kaur Hospital has been vandalized, where the incident happened has been vandalized. When Kolkata police called it out, the justification given was that, the punctuation was wrong in it.
That's me you're talking about. Let me respond. Let me respond to that, because I actually should go on record to say how much I disagree with the latter part of your commentary. And since it's my tweet and my commentary, I'll give you full chance to complete your point. I'm just interjecting because this happens to be a reference to me, and I think I owe it to my audience to say that this is me you're referring to. I very much stand by my reporting through the night when the vandals, a mob of 7,000, stormed the RG Kaur College. I had desperate students who I don't know calling me. I'll show you some of the messages.
Was the emergency room vandalized like you claim, Barkha? Was the emergency room vandalized?
According to the doctors, and I have it on record from them on camera, it was.
As you said, that's the emergency room is where the incident happened.
I am sorry. This is pure sophistry, and I'm sorry with respect to you, Saket.
Not me saying it. The police saying it. Ms. Dutt,
the police is absolutely free. The police is absolutely free to pursue me legally. I absolutely stand by my story.
I'm a public representative. I'm accountable, but so should the media be. I'm a public
absolutely,
representative.
And Mr. Gokhale, since you're not calling me Ms. Dutt, and Mr. Gokhale.
We can't get holier than thou and build a brand here for ourselves.
You're all accountable. Mr. Gokhale.
Ms. Dutt, I have one question, by the way. I have one question.
No, I'm still speaking. I think
you invited me on your show. If you wish to speak in the middle of when I'm speaking, Ms. Dutt, then if you have nothing, you can let me finish and then have your clarification. But the fact that you wouldn't let me finish is because it's uncomfortable, right?
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, I think you completely reveal your absence of priority. Your priority is not.
Ms. Dutt, I don't. Ms. Dutt,
you are just being.
Let me ask you a question before you make it ad hominem. Let me ask you a question.
You are being a Twitter troll. That is all you're being, Mr. Gokhale. But do go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Do go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
No. Why don't you complete your point? I'll respond and then you'll respond.
No, because you commented on my lack of priorities. Are you doing the show from Badlapur or Gurgaon right now?
I did a show in
Because you were
Badlapur
in
yesterday.
Calcutta. Why aren't you in Badlapur right now?
That's not your
Please answer the
business.
question. Of
That's not
course,
your
well, you're
business. It's not
commenting
your
on my
business.
intentions. You're commenting
Okay,
on
Mr.
me.
Gokhale,
Let me ask
when
you,
you're
why are you
done,
in
when
Badlapur
you're
right
done
now?
with your little rant, we'll come back to the woman. When you're done with your
Okay,
little rant,
let's
I'm not
come
the
back to
point.
the word.
Yeah, yeah,
Barkha,
yeah. Listen, listen,
evidently
Saket.
children
Listen,
don't matter.
Saket. Listen,
4-year-old
listen,
children in
Saket.
Maharashtra don't matter, Ms. Dutt. But Kolkata
Mr.
does because it's
Gokhale,
a TMC ruled state and not a BJP governed state. Let's move beyond
finish
that.
your point.
I'm going to read
Finish your
two
point.
lines here. I'm going to read two
Sure.
lines here. And I would
Sure,
like to know
please
who wrote
do.
these, by the way. Doctors have argued that this is not the work of an outsider but an inside job. An outsider, it has
Mm-hmm.
been pointed out by doctors, would not have
Mm-hmm.
even known about the whereabouts of the seminar hall where the victim was resting after a 36-hour shift. Protesting doctors say that the victim's cars were also vandalized on the night she was raped and killed. Was she silenced for knowing something? Have you heard these lines before? They're from your
Mr.
column written
Gokhale.
this in the Hindustan Times.
Mr.
What was the
Gokhale.
victim silenced
When
for, Ms.
you're done, when
What
you're done,
information do you have to conclude that the victim was silent?
okay,
This was an
okay,
inside job. Based
okay.
on what? Is
Okay,
this
are you going to
number
talk the
one, the
whole
civil
show? Are you
investigation
going
you're
to talk
pointing
the
to?
whole show? When you're done,
Ms.
I'll
Dutt,
respond.
I'm
But
pointing out what you have written. Why
I
don't you
know,
own
but
up
you
to
must
it?
stop speaking. You
Why
must
don't
stop
you own up
speaking
to
at
it?
some
Was
point.
it an inside job? How did he conclude that? And how did he conclude that the girl was silenced for knowing something? Please let us know. How did he conclude that?
When might you stop speaking so I can respond?
I've already silent. It's your show, Ms. Dutt. You can silence me anytime you want. You have to
And
mute me.
no, I don't do that. I have not muted you. I have let you have your say. Now can I
So
respond?
why was the girl, who was the girl silenced by, according to you, as you've
Okay.
written?
Okay, let me play out for you before I respond. A whistleblower, Mr. Akhtar Ali, who worked at the RG Core College, and what
He's
his
talking about
allegations
corruption.
are.
I'm talking about the murder and
Hang
rape, Ms.
on,
Dutt.
hang on.
Do
I've
not
heard
distract
you.
from it.
I have
Corruption
heard
and
you.
the rape are
Mr.
two
Gokhale,
different
I
things.
will have to ask
Do
you to
not
leave my
distract.
show if you carry on
Sure,
like
you
this. I will
might do
ask you
it
to leave
because
my
you
show.
don't. Okay, here's the
Yeah.
thing. I will leave your show, but I
Yeah.
have a question. I have a question. I'll leave.
I will respond.
Can
I
we,
will respond
can
if
we
you're
have
willing to
a,
listen.
as you promised,
I
Ms.
will
Dutt, I have one
respond if you're
question
willing
and
to
then you can
listen.
talk. I'll go
I will
silent after that.
respond. I will respond if you're
Quiet.
willing to
I have one
listen.
question.
I
I have
will
one question.
respond. I will respond if you're willing to listen. I have
Ms.
heard you
Dutt,
politely, and I will not be bullied by you
Ms.
or
Dutt,
any
I'm
politician of
taking
any
what
party.
you have said.
Mr. Gokhale, stop being a troll. Stop
Oh my
it.
God. Ma'am, you
Yes,
would be
stop being a
threatened by the
troll.
Kolkata police. Please don't
Stop
make ad hominem
being.
attack.
I let the Kolkata police sue me. I dare the Kolkata police to sue me. Please bring
We
it
don't
off.
have the time and energy for that,
Please,
ma'am.
please.
We are
Oh,
not the.
really? Then why are you quoting them? Then why are you quoting them?
You
Why are
would
you
get
quoting
sued by
them
the
then?
Maharashtra police if you went there to begin with, but you won't
Please,
because it's a BJP state.
please, Mr. Gokhale, you have
Please go to
revealed
Badlapur.
your
Minors have
absolute
been raped.
absence of integrity, absolute absence of
Miss
integrity. You
Dutt,
have
Miss
spoken,
Dutt,
Mr.
you know
Gokhale.
what?
Okay, I'm going to
You
have
know
to
what?
mute
You're
you.
saying I have an absolute absence of integrity. Let me ask you.
That's it. That's it. I have muted you now because I need to respond. Okay? It's my show. I've heard you patiently. I've been democratic and I've heard you. Now I want to say a few things. Every bit reported by me in my column on this platform has quoted doctors from West Bengal, either students at the RG Court College or senior doctors. I can name each and every one of them. Each and everything carried on this platform. I don't know where the panel has gone. Let's bring them back up. Each and everything carried on this platform or written by me has been said to me. I have camera recordings of each of these. Maybe, if your government communicated with greater transparency, then the parts of what we know so far to be fake would not have spread like wildfire and doctors would not have sat on this program quoting them. B, maybe if you hadn't sent a state minister and an MLA to protect the man that you now claim to be investigating, Sandeep Ghosh, the principal of the RG Core College, people would have believed that you did not have something to hide. And maybe if you hadn't sent a government lawyer to defend this man in the Calcutta High Court, leading the Chief Justice to ask, what are you all hiding? Why is he so powerful? So yes, what is Sandeep Ghosh hiding and why is your party protecting him? And now let me play out Akhtar Ali's statement on the role of Sandeep Ghosh, the man that your government chose to protect. Take a look.
और ये बहुत बड़ा स्कैम है, बहुत बड़ा नेक्सस है संदीप घोष का, जिसको मैं एक्सपोज करना चाहता हूँ। क्या है ये बहुत सारे जैसे बायोमेडिकल वेस्ट का, जैसे डेड बॉडी का, जैसे टेंडर दे करके कमीशन लेना, छात्रों को फेल कराना, फेल करके पैसे लेना, और जैसे इलीगल जो स्टॉल कियोस्क है ये सब बगैर टेंडर वगैरह के रेंट पे देना, तो इस तरह का बहुत सारा इरेगुलरिटीज है। उसमें डेड बॉडी भी एक है। तो मैं चाहता हूं कि इसकी इंक्वायरी हो ऊंचे लेवल में और उनको सजा मिले और उनका ये रैकेट जो है इसका पर्दाफाश।
This is the man who didn't lose his job. This is the man who was protected by a government lawyer. And it is the Chief Justice of the Kolkata High Court who wanted to know why a government lawyer had been sent to protect this man. Now, Mr. Gokhale, you are only allowed to stay on this show if I am not the story. You and I can have a one-on-one live for 1 hour anytime you want to. But I want to come back to the Supreme Court. I invite you, place and timing of your choosing. We'll go live. We'll get the audience to do a jury verdict after that on whether you reveal more integrity or I do. It is my open invitation to you. For the moment now, can Barkha Dutt stop being the story and can we get back to RG Code? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You have behaved like a troll and you have revealed how much you really cared about this woman. And for the record, I'm saying it again, I invite the Kolkata police to sue me. Please investigate my work. I stand by my work. It is not our failure that your government could not communicate in real time. Everything we have reported, a doctor has said to us on camera. I was not born yesterday, Mr. Gokhale. You have every right to your opinion of me, but you do not have the right to bully me or silence me, and I will not be bullied or silenced by you. And I would like to return. I invite you to a live debate, you and me one-on-one. Anytime, we'll set it up separately. Can we please get back to the RG Court victim? Thank you. Sanjay Hegde, go ahead.
Well, I was just watching all this, and one thing
Ridiculous.
is one thing that
Sorry, I don't get a chance to speak after you've given your monologue.
I'm afraid that's it. I'm afraid if you want to speak on the subject,
I will speak on the subject. I'm not here to be a spectator. You can't mute me. That shows your integrity, Ms. Dutt. You can't mute me like this.
Mr. Gokhale,
Barkha, we need to talk as well. Mr. Gokhale has carried on for too long.
I agree with you. Mr. Gokhale, you have to leave my show if you can't participate in it with civility. Please
I'm not
have
going
to
to
talk as
observer.
well.
If you don't let me speak, I have no option but to leave.
Please do. You're welcome to leave.
Sure. I have one last question because you offered. You offered an open debate.
We're done. We'll set up the open debate with you later. Thank you very much. Go ahead. Sanjay.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed, Barkha.
Yeah. Now this was part of the problem, whether it was Mr. Gokhale or the party. And I'm saying this on your and see, the point often is that when something really horrific happens, what we need are words of calm and comfort. That is what was not offered by the authorities at the hospital or by the authorities who supervise the hospital or the administration. When Sandy Hook happened in the US, President Obama spoke those words and he was known as a comforter-in-chief. Anybody who says that, look, these things happen, mind your business, we know what we are doing, is asking for trouble. Whether it happened here in RG Kaur or it happened earlier in Nirbhaya. The point is that when we look at that lady, the doctor, she could be anybody's sister, anybody's daughter. She could be any woman. And there are all kinds of people out there. Horrific things happen. But when horrific things happen, when people come out to help, do not shut them down. Do not bully them. Do not raise questions on integrity. This is something which all rulers need to understand.
And honestly, Sanjay, I will say that a couple of things that doctors said to us on record did not turn out to be correct. The semen sample report is one such. The fact that there were multiple fractures, the postmortem does not say that. Did we report them? Yes, we did report them. Why did we report them? Because we had senior doctors and agitating doctors saying this to us on camera. We are journalists, we are chroniclers, we are not investigators. We were taught in journalism school that we attribute, we quote, and we take it on record. And that's all that we can do in an evolving situation. I have absolutely no problem with the Kolkata police suing me or Saket Gokhale's judgment of me or my leanings or whatever he imagines. But I have a problem for that to be the priority. That is not the story. I am not the story. The TMC doesn't have to talk to me if it doesn't like me, if it doesn't approve of me, if it doesn't relate to me. It's a free world. It's an absolutely free world. And this is the first such TMC spokesperson who has behaved like this. I have not seen this behavior, to be fair to the party, from anybody else. If this is a gear shift, well, good luck to them. So, yes, certain things have indeed, reported by me and other media, turned out to be inaccurate because we had doctors who, for whatever reason, thought them to be true, in part because there was no communication, zero communication, zero from this government. And I absolutely will not be bullied on this program. I heard him for 5 minutes, wanted to respond. I will not be spoken over. He can do what he wants to. Ranjana Kumari, do go ahead.
Barkha, having worked hard to get justice to Nirbhaya, and from day one, when Nirbhaya case happened, being part of that whole protest movement, and also till she got justice, and also, having visited the Chief Minister's office at that time, spoken to Prime Minister's office when we were protesting at India Gate. One thing, that there was enough time in West Bengal given for all kinds, given the social media times that we are living in, giving the misinformation and fake news time that we are living in, there was enough confusion created by the administration of the hospital as well as by the government to give space for all kinds of speculative news, all kinds of misinformation, all kinds of political slugfest, all kinds of, so real issue of this girl being smothered, the body was completely, and the fact that, the way it happened, there were mass rape, there was so much of semen. How would anybody, by any stretch of imagination, unless medical investigation is done, autopsy of the body is done, to know how much semen was there in the body, and also that, whether her pelvic bone broke or whether whatever happened has to come from the medical report. But there was enough time, and let me tell you, Barkha, we also were doing a lot of mobilization, protest, so we also had to be well informed when speaking to public and speaking on many national and international media channel. But what is important thing is that, for example, Mr. Ali's statement. Now, what is the veracity of that statement? Similarly, lots of doctors were talking to us also. We have friends in Delhi, Dr. Anjali Mehta or Dr. Chandralekha, who was in AIMS, a very senior doctor. Lots of these doctors who are protesting and they also were kind of coming up with all kinds of stories sent to them on their social media, on their WhatsApp messaging, that this is what is happening, this is what people from inside, and all the four friends who were there, all kinds of speculative stories and all kinds of stories which were adding fuel to the fire of this whole misinformation age. So I would say that, for anybody, I mean, I have been part of your programs. I know you. I know that how, with so much of integrity, everything that you do, with so much of, risk that you take to do programs, and also to be able to be very fair with your reporting. I mean, I have coming on your channel for so many times, but I'm quite surprised with Saket's behavior today, because on the other channels when he was with me, in fact, he was quite accepting the mistake of the government. Precisely, these are the things he said, that we made mistakes. We should not have continued with the principal. We should have not given him to another posting. So many things he accepted, but I don't know what was the reason for today's. Now, let me go back to the Supreme Court's situation. The whole. I'm very happy the Supreme Court took the case in their own hand. But, there are three things that I want to ask, and since Sanjay is here, I would just like to know, don't they know? And if the judges don't know, and Chief Justice and the Honorable Justice of Supreme Court don't know, what kind of a thing we have to go through to get an FIR report done? Even in the cases of rape, Barkha, I have dealt with many rape cases because I used to run Rape Crisis Intervention Center. Even to Vasant Kunj police station, everybody knows us in these areas, in police stations, because we all the time confront with the SHOs. How difficult it is for them to trust victim when you walk in. There was a big issue between police staff when one of my activist women beat up the police in Vardi. she slapped him because FIR itself is a huge issue, Barkha. One, and number two, let me tell you one more thing here also. I just want to bring it to Honorable Justice's notice. 1,33,000 cases, according to the NCRB report, are pending in different levels of cases of rape.